So, hey, there's another question that came back this week that I think is worth conversation about as well.
Yeah, and we had a little bit of a video in the sermon there.
Mm-hmm.
But just in your life, what's an example of someone who lives by faith?
Well, I just have to say that after the service Sunday, a young lady came up to me and expressed such great appreciation for the focus we had in this series, and in particular Message Sunday. And I say that not because I want to brag on myself, but truly to say she just happened to be here the first time, and her whole world, her whole life is in a very significant point of change right now. But just about 3 years ago, she was one of the women that we showed on that CareNet video.
Wow.
Now, she wasn't literally one, but she was one of those. And she said she was literally taken in by the people of CareNet.
Yeah.
So people who are living their faith are people who are saying, I don't want to just speak out about the support of the sanctity of life, or now what I think is a great phrase now, I'm life affirming, which is a real kind of strong, positive message.
Yeah.
But I don't want to just be life affirming. I want to do those things which undergird that and which try to help people embrace the love of God and be embraced by the love of God. So that immediately comes to mind. And I think it's an important thing that we say, okay, we're not just against things or we're not just for things, but we want to be intentional and focused in expressing the love of Christ in very real ways. So it can be like working and serving at Angel's Attic with CAN, or it can be like being a part of the Teen Life Center, or supporting or being a volunteer at CareNet. Those are big, obvious ways, but it can also be as simple as seeing that your neighbor is, got a broken fence, just as one of our members did, and said, hey, let's do a project here, and got a bunch of youth together, and they went over to her house and fixed the neighbor's fence. Those kinds of things. That's living by faith. It's not just talking about it. It's not just saying we ought to do this, but it's doing things not to gain God's favor, but because of His love, and trying to express that same love we've received.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's incredible. It's one for me that's always stood out for me, and it's a little bit different of how it's not as direct, but it's an incredible testament of living by faith. It's actually my grandpa. We call him Opa, because my Oma has Alzheimer's.
Okay.
And it's in the very, very last and late stages. And for me, it's always been an incredible testament of faith of a man that loves his wife that way when he's not even recognized. And it's just I always go back to me of that. For me is a beautiful picture of love and of how God sees us by loving my Oma, my grandma, when it's not convenient, when it's not fun, because that's something you don't see every day today.
That's exactly right.
And it's so powerful. And so for me, that's one that's so
I really want to thank you for that, because sometimes we make like climbing Mount Everest. No, it's loving your neighbor. And it may not be building a fence. It may just be picking up her newspaper that's on the sidewalk after 2 days because she's on, away from the house or something. Whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. It just be it can just be saying, because I believe I want to in some way share the love of God, and in small ways. I happen to think that's a heroic way. Really,
yes, it
staying
is.
true. Yeah, very good.
So, been a blessing to me. Thank you for your questions again.
Yeah.
Look forward to this Sunday. Text St. John 113 to 22333 on Sunday.
Yep.
And we hopefully get more questions. So.